Hello, listeners. Welcome to episode 20 of Music is None of Our Business with me, what was my name? MC Crabstick.
Yeah.
And DJ Shitpump.
Hi.
I still think it's funny.
You should learn to make a noise like a shit pump, whatever a shit pump would be.
I don't know, kind of a gurgling. I don't know. Yeah, you need to do it so that you make that sound. But when you hear that sound, you can imagine that smell.
Yeah, it could be my little ident noise.
It's got to be it's got to be a 4D. Have you ever been to 4D cinema?
No, I haven't. No.
4D cinema, so they have seats that move. They squirt water at you. There's wind. There's cold. There's
I've been to some stuff like that in Disney World in Florida, where everything it's totally surround and seats move and you feel hands on your shoulder, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite bonkers. We went to see. We took the girls to see Beauty and the Beast, which was mainly the seats moving around as they were dancing. Right. So that was a bit shit. Me and Lily went to see Black Widow in 4D, and that was pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
lots of
somewhere in Cambridge.
That's a Marvel film. Oh, sorry. I thought you didn't know what Black Widow was. That was it. We had to go to Milton Keynes for that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I digress. So the subject for tonight, given that it's Christmas, this is as near as a Christmas special that we're going to get. This should come out just around about the middle of the festive season. So we've picked songs from childhood. So 70 to 76, when we were 5, between when we were 5 and 11. Yeah. And basically the stuff we remember fondly from the radio. Because the radio was all encompassing then, wasn't it? Wherever you went, you were subjected to, Radio 1 or Radio 2. And it was just you just knew every song in the charts, and you had Top of the Pops and.
What was your family? What were your parents' preference? Radio 1, Radio 2, or something more esoteric?
I'm pretty sure my mum always had Radio 2 on.
That's a very mumsy thing. Same with mine.
Yes, yeah, Pete Murray.
Yeah, Terry Wogan.
Yeah. But I think they'd play like the. Well, I don't think it was that much different than Radio 1 at the time, was it? Really?
Probably not.
I mean, they'd probably a bit more Perry Como.
Yeah.
And Matt Monro. My mum had a penchant for all that shit, and Charlie Rich, and Jim Reeves. I mean, you go into any charity shop in Britain, and you can pretty much buy his discography. Every charity shop has a fucking Jim Reeves record in. But these songs, even the ones that were shit, they just wormed their way in, and even now, 55 years later, I still remember the bastards.
Yeah. I
mean, some of these, I've picked these, the ones I've picked, I remember the choruses, I remember, huge snatches of lyrics, which is one of the reasons I picked a lot of these, and just for memory's sake, really.
Well, my 5 are still records that I listen to from time to time, and there's 4 of them are bands that I've subsequently gone on to buy lots of their records. There's only one that I, for some reason, haven't.
Well, mine always pop up on these. I've gone totally pop.
Okay. I wondered why you were looking that colour.
Right, am I going to have to score your fucking jokes again? Because that was probably a 2.3.
You're a biased marker. You just don't know how to mark properly because you're so obsessed with your own wit.
Because I'm really funny. That's why.
You are. I feign laughter just to make it feel the show's more lively.
Actually, our friend Jim commented on the last. Was it last? No, the one. It will be the one before last. And said that your description of the Faust concert was one of the best things he'd ever heard on a podcast.
God bless him.
He really enjoyed that. But these poppy songs that pop up on on so many compilation CDs. I've got a huge swathe of those Jackie compilations.
Oh, yeah.
With all the crap pop songs.
Well, you used to buy the magazine, though, didn't you?
Do you know what my sister did, actually? My sister did used to buy Jackie.
Used to sneak
and Just 17 and things like that, you know. But these were... But they're just stuck in your head, and that, you know, as much as you probably went, oh God, they're bloody rubbish, you know, when you were a kid, you just look back on them now with real, you know, fondness.
Now, all the ones I've chosen I liked when I was a kid. I didn't necessarily at that time. I
these
didn't
ones
know
I
who
did,
they
yeah,
were or anything much about it, but I knew that when these came on the radio, I'd pause because I think that's
totally
good.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean is the ones I didn't like at the time, I like now, as well as the ones that I did like. So do you want me to kick off?
You can, by all means.
Right, I'm going to kick off now. I'm going to give you a clue to this one.
Don't start quizzing me. It's late.
This was released in 1973. All right, and this is the intro. Okay. Dum 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 dum.
Dum dum
dum dum dum dum.
Sounds like the SO Blue advert.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. Going back to the 70s, that is. No, this is dum 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 dum. Goodbye, Michelle. It's hard to die.
Oh God, I don't remember starting like that.
Yes.
Even though you told me how it is. I don't remember that starting. Yes.
So number one for me, Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks.
Yeah, what a song.
Oh my goodness. Released in 1973. Now, I actually did some research this week. I do have quite a lot. I'll show you. That's all my notes.
So we have got listeners now, so you've got to do this.
Yeah, I know. I've got to kind of be remotely professional. We'll see how that goes.
Did you notice, though, you're definitely trying to twiddle your moustaches, which no longer exist.
My moustache is gone. Yes. Yeah, I got rid of that in time for the Christmas. We had the Christmas party last week.
You just wanted to snog all the secretaries, did you? And they were off put by the food in your moustaches.
Yeah, that doesn't happen at my age. Believe me.
Go on.
I didn't know, but Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks is an English language adaptation of the 1961 Belgian song Le Moribond, The Dying Man, by singer-songwriter Jacques Brel.
That was Jacques Brel, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah. No. So the lyrics were rewritten in 1963 by Rod McEwen.
Of the Lager Company.
Yeah, that's him. Fucking hell. 1.8. Depicting a dying man's farewell to his loved ones. And Seasons in the Sun became a worldwide hit in 1973-74 for Terry Jacks. So Terry Jacks reckons he rewrote it, and it was for he had a friend who had leukemia, and this was written because this is someone who's dying saying goodbye to his dad. Goodbye, Papa. It's hard to die. Oh, and all the birds are singing in the sky. Sorry, copyright.
I don't remember it that fast, but okay.
It was I felt the urge to sing it a bit quicker. Strange. I don't know whether that was so as disguised, so copyright couldn't. Or go, was that? No, it was too fast. So I don't know whether that will. You know, be. I could do it in a funny accent. You know,
you could.
But I'm not going to go. I'm not going to do accents. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. So yeah, and I just remember it was all over the place in 1973, and I remember Christmas. 74, I got my first ever cassette tape player, and I got with it. I got one of those KTEL or Ronco best ofs.
Oh yeah.
And Seasons in the Sun was on it. And also when I've told the story, I've told everybody the story of my dad's truck with the 8-track player.
Yes, you have.
We had 2 8-tracks with Paranoid, and the other one was a compilation. Seasons in the Sun was on that compilation as well. So. And it's such a lovely song. It's really, even now, you kind of go, you listen to it and you're like, you know, it's quite a moving song.
Yes, sweet. Did Terry Jacks ever do anything else?
No, I don't think he did. And to be honest, I was so interested in the song, I forgot to actually look and see anything about Terry Jacks. But what did spoil it a bit, to start with was that the B-side was called "Put the Bone In," and I thought, well, that's a bit
what does that mean?
That's a bit rude.
What does that mean?
Well, I obviously thought.
Yeah,
that,
I know what you thought.
Yeah. But apparently, it's about burying his dead dog.
Oh my God, he's had a good time.
And I was like, yeah, I fucking bet. Burying my dead dog. Put the bone in. I mean, for fuck's sake, that's total 1974 Benny Hill, isn't it, or something?
Well, just from the title, one would imagine, yes. But if it was a reflection of his the death of his dog, then in two sides of a record, he's had a seriously unhappy time there, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. No wonder he had never any more hits. He was probably that fucking depressed about his mate dying and his dog pegging it. He probably just thought, oh, fuck this, you know, I'm just asking for trouble.
The label dropped him. He said, "You're too fucking morose. Piss off."
Yeah. His follow-up was, "Hello, Mum, you all right?" and his mum's going, "Fuck off! Don't release that!
Get away from me!
Put the kiss of death on me, you bastard! Your fucking mate, your dog, and now you're trying to get rid of me." Yeah, so...
yeah, dear. That's a good song, though. Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's a great song, isn't it? It's a great song. It is one of those songs where, you know, as soon as you hear it, even though you didn't get from my poorly reproduced intro, you know, as soon as you hear that dum 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 dum, you think, oh my God, Season's Son. Oh, I'm gonna cry. You know, goodbye, Michelle. It's hard to die.
It was a little bit slower this time, so the label will be after you for royalties.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. Oh, well, I've got some change on top of the microwave, so I'll just grab that. I'll send him a couple of quid in the post.
Either pay up or we're sending Terry Jacks round to your house.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, hello, Dave. I've got a song about you. Fuck off, Terry!
Oh, my God, it's Terry Jacks.
I'm too young to die.
I like that Half Man, Half Biscuit song. Fucking hell, it's Fred Titmus.
Titmus, yeah. I remember that.
Which is a classic.
Oh, my God.
Fucking hell, it's Terry Jacks.
That was a great song.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, so that's... so, yeah, I mean, it was number one all over the world as well. And it sold, 14 million copies.
14 million.
It sold. Yeah, 14 million copies. But that was like, you know, records sold massive amounts like that back in the 70s, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, because that was the only way to get your media, really, your music.
Yeah, I can remember as the years went by, the number of sales that needed to be achieved to hit a gold disc or a silver disc or a platinum disc came down and down and down. I can't remember what exactly the figures were, but I think by the time we went predominantly digital, if you sold 20 records, that would warrant a platinum disc or something.
Yeah. Well, I think gold. I'm pretty sure gold was 100,000.
Yeah.
At one
platinum
point,
was $250,000. I think.
Yeah, probably. But they used to, and you get bands putting their singles out at the beginning or later on. They'd put them out at the beginning of January because no one was releasing records then. So they'd get that kudos of going to number one. I know Manic Street Preachers did it on, at least one record. Sneaky bastards.
I can remember reading an interview with Manic Street Preachers. I think Motown Junk had just been recorded or something, and they were still a 4-piece, the original 4-piece. And I remember them saying, you know, if we're still around in a year, then we've failed.
Yes. Yeah. The whole point of Generation Terrorist was to sell a million copies. And then they didn't quite make that. Weirdly, and this is strange again, the Greatest Playlist Ever had Manic Street Preachers in their in their selection of music this week. They'd gone for one of the later ones from Send Away the Tigers. And it's weird because Manic Street Preachers are one of those bands, they've got two separate histories, really, haven't they? You know, you've got the first 3 LPs with Richie, and then you've got everything after, and they're in effect two totally different bands. I've always thought.
Yeah, the first one was better, but I still didn't like them very much.
Oh, I always liked Manic Street Preachers. I've probably seen them more than any other band.
Really?
Actually, I think I've seen them about 14 times.
I'd rather go to dinner with Terry Jacks, to be honest.
It's weird because I was a massive Manic Street Preachers fan for those first 3 LPs, and then they came back, and I kind of liked Everything Must Go, and then I just got progressively
bored,
less and less interested in them.
Yeah.
And there'd always be a couple of great songs on an LP, but it all got a bit, and I hate to say it, but it all got a bit dad rock for me. You know, it did though. It just, I think there was, when Richie was there, you had this kind of, I don't want to say like bad boyness to it, but there was this sense of like proper anarchy in there. You know, they said whatever they want. They said some pretty iffy things just because they could. You know, and have later said, well, we didn't really mean it. We were just doing it for the sake of it. Being
contentious to generate publicity.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's all it was. And I really liked them. But you know, and then for a while, I think I just went to see them out of a sense of duty. Really, if they played, I just thought, well, I'll go because you know they are still a really good band, but they just don't really float my boat anymore. You know, so I think I go and see them play the old ones. You know, Holy Bible's a fabulous LP.
Rachel likes them, so I get subjected to it periodically, but I don't like them. I wouldn't ever put it on through choice. I don't think.
No, I still love the sheer stupidity of Generation Terrorists, you know, and that kind of genuinely thinking they could change the worldness to it and making that big rock epic LP, and they fucking nearly pulled it off. You know, it's a really good fun LP. It's full of riffs and you know and quotes by you know every single person you can ever think of, and ridiculously long lyrics squeezed into by James Dean Bradfield, kind of saying everything really really quickly and doing a big twiddly guitar bit at the end. And yeah, I've still got a bit of a soft spot for them.
And they're not even on your list or my list, and yet we've devoted more time talking about them than anything else.
Yeah, I know. They're about 30 fucking years after that list. So anyway, sorry, I digress.
That's right.
You carry on. So your first
you finished
one.
Yeah, well, that was a good choice from you. So, okay, my first one, who was always going to pop up on a list somewhere along the line, somebody who genuinely deserves the title of creative genius, I think, and it's Mr. David Bowie. Absolutely right, yes. And the song that, I mean, throughout the 70s, Bowie was having one of his golden periods, and there were always Bowie songs.
Golden years.
That as well. And I think it's a bit later.
Golden years.
Will you stop? You're in a singy mood today, aren't you?
Well, he had his. Well, yeah, I'm in quite a good mood today. I don't know why. I don't know. I've eaten a lot of chocolate. Actually, I've eaten a lot of chocolate, and I had a buffet earlier. So, yes, I've been in the office. It's the sausage rolls and cheese. Done it, I think.
Anyway, so there were lots of David Bowie on the radio, and the one track I've chosen is one that kind of really stood out for me, Life on Mars, which it was on 1971 album Hunky Dory, but it didn't get released as a single till 1973 for reasons which I'm not really certain.
Did it not?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So was that after Ziggy?
Was that 72 or 74? Can't remember.
What was Ziggy? It might have been 74. Yeah, it could have been. So through that period, loads and loads of David Bowie on, but this one was always a bit of a pause in whatever you're doing and have a listen, because it was just bloody brilliant. So it starts off with that piano, which was Rick Wakeman played that piano. Rick Wakeman with the long hair. Rick Wakeman. Yeah, Rick Wakeman. So he played that, and then Bowie comes in, and it is a surrealist song, which is apparently about. Well, there's lots of stories about what it's about. So some of it is focused on the girl with the mousy hair being one of Bowie's paramours, Hermione something or other. I can't remember her name. Not Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Wingardium Leviosa.
What was that? What spell have you just cast?
That was. I don't know. I think you're supposed to float out of your chair or something. Okay. I'm not really sure.
Now I know what you do when you're sitting at home in the evenings watching Harry bloody Potter.
Yes. Yeah, playing with my wand.
What? Yeah, okay, we'll better move on very swiftly there. Oh dear, yes. So, it's but most of the commentary anyway about this record seems to suggest that if you pick out of the surreal lyrics, the kind of message that cinema, film, escapism, fantasy, Hollywood is not a way out of the mundanity and drudgery of life, I think. So the girl with the mousy hair is ostensibly stuck in a dreary, mundane existence. Her parents have no time for her. Her friends are absent in action, and she seeks escape in the cinema. But films are saddening bore. She's seen it 10 times more because, the message is that it's just the same stuff, regurgitated, and it's not really going to help you find an escape. So that is what it's about, I think. But it's glorious. And the album, Hunky Dory, is a glorious album. It's got Queen Bitch on it and Oh You Pretty Things and Changes. So there's some fantastic music on that album. And I have kind of continued to enjoy David Bowie's music. And he always seemed like a great bloke as well. Really down to earth.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
And a real kind of a guy with a sense of humour and a guy with huge generosity and a total lack of any celebrity arrogance or anything like that. So he's a great loss, I think. So yeah, there've been missteps along the way, and there were a few duff ones in there. But when you've got a catalogue that large, almost never read musician biographies. But I did read one of the many Bowie autobiographies, and he had a bloody interesting life, and you can say that and underline it 3 or 4 times, from kind of stardom and wealth to absolute bankruptcy and then up again, and but still remained a really decent chap and a really creative chap as well. So
I remember the first Bowie LP I got was one of those best ofs, was Changes One.
Oh yeah,
Changes One Bowie. I got that I bought it on a cassette. I can't remember when. I can't remember whether it was pre-punk or post-punk. But it was I remember getting it from Woolworths.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You stole it then.
Get it from
Keith.
You
stole it then, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You stole everything.
Well, I didn't like to say
Everybody
that.
steals everything from Woolworths.
Do you think by admitting to nicking things from Woolworths we could ever be prosecuted?
Well, some other company owns the Woolworths brand now, so if they get particularly strapped for cash, and now that you are a media celebrity, they might well come after you.
That's very true. So Jake made me do it. Jake made me do it. There you go. That's on tape. So I've got Woolies coming after me for nicking that fucking David Bowie tape. I've got copyright coming over after that £2 on top of the microwave.
Indeed, yeah.
For my rendition of, and I've just sung Golden Years as well, so I was probably up to £2.50 now.
And they've all got to get in the queue behind Terry Jacks.
Yes, yeah, who just wants to kill me. I'll probably take the Terry Jackson just so I don't have to pay the fuckers.
They're the easiest way out, no doubt about it.
Oh man, yeah. Yes.
So there you go.
Oh, awesome, yeah. David Bowie, very good choice. So my second one was released in 1973.
Another one,
and it's 1973 was a quite a good year for singles.
Unless you're in Vietnam or the Middle East, getting bombed to fuck. But yes,
yeah, true. But I mean, I was like 8, so there's very little chance of that. I know it's good scripting, but fucking hell, I'll go, Mister. Shut up and get back to school, you little twat. So it's Rock On by David Essex.
Oh my word, you mean?
And I just think it's just the weirdest song from that time, because there's hardly anything to it.
It's weird.
It was apparently when he auditioned it, I think he wrote it himself. And the first he had like a bin or something and a stick, and all he was doing was beating the stick on the hey, rock and roll, rock on. Dum.
Yeah, it is strange.
My soul. And so written and recorded by David Essex and released in August 1973. and it only got to number 3.
It's surprising it got that far, really. When you look at it, and you look at the other music in the charts at the time, which was all hooks and melodies and so on.
Yeah.
To get something that kind of Dadaist almost come out and get that.
Yeah. And I was listening to it earlier, you know, and it's just got that little kind of like didunk on the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, like
I don't remember it. That
and there's very little to it. It's like I've got a song in my head and I can't quite put my finger on it with the guitar sound. It'll probably come to me at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up and go, I know what it was.
Don't call me. I don't want to know at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I'm thinking of Young Marble Giants. Probably Chucky Loney, is it?
That.
And it's just got this like did it kind of thing played like on one of the thicker guitar strings. But it's that, you know, and very little else, and just his kind of, you know, his kind of drawl, and he was a bit of a Cockney as well, wasn't he? But this sounds a bit more of an American,
kind of gypsy Cockney crystallized pin-up type, wasn't he?
Yeah. And it was just like, hey, there, you rock and roll, rock on. And so his vocals were really the centre point of everything, purely because there was fuck all else to listen to.
It was just your mum and my mum buying it for his picture on the cover, I should think.
Probably, yeah, there was a lot of that as well. Because he went, and I remember around that time, he was in a film called That'll Be the Day, with Ringo Starr was in it. And that was when we used to go, do you remember when did you used to go to the cinema in March? They reopened the Hippodrome Cinema and they played double bills of old films that were kind of out of circulation. So you get all the old James Bond films. I distinctly remember going there and seeing That'll Be the Day. And I must have snuck in or must have kind of gone, yeah, I'm 14. Yeah. Because it was a double A certificate. So we all had to go, yeah, I'm a lot older than I look.
I can do better than that. I got into an X certificate when I was 14 at March Cinema.
Oh, really?
I went to see The Exorcist. Yeah. Me and...
bloody hell.
And stupidly, we had put black on our top lips to make it look like we were older. and the ticket seller must have thought, for fuck's sake, if you're that desperate, get in there and get yourself scared.
That's
shitless.
Brilliant. Well, I remember going with, we went to school with a guy called Carl Moore, and he was massive. They used to call him Hulk, because he was just the biggest... like block of human you've ever seen in your life.
He was what they call a unit.
Well, yeah, he was, yeah, and he got, because I remember he got hit by a lorry or something coming at the back of the school bus, and he was that big. I think the lorry just exploded or something. I don't know, but I remember he had to have some pins in his legs or something. And he used to, when he got them taken out, he used to use it as a ruler at school. This metal pin from his leg. Anyway, we went over to Peterborough. And we were going to see an X film, and it was called The Terror of Dr. Cheney.
Oh yeah.
And there was another one called The Evil Dead, I think, not The Evil Dead later one, this early low budget thing. So he said, why don't we go in separately? And then it might look suspicious if we're together. And I went, right. So I went first. And I went,
it might look suspicious if you're together. In what way?
Because we were 18. I don't know. we were like 12 or so, and pretend to be 18. Okay. So I walked in and I said, one for Dr. Cheney, please, or whatever. And they said, and he went, yeah, there you go, mate. I was like, cheers. And then I sat there waiting, and Carl never turned up. So I watched both these films. So I went in there for about 3 hours. I went out, and he was sitting on the steps of the cinema because he couldn't get past them.
Oh dear.
So he'd been sitting waiting for 3 hours while I'm in there watching these really gory horror films.
Why did he go home?
I don't fucking know, because he was 12. 13 was stupid. The most sensible thing when you're 13 is to sit there and wait 3 hours for your mate to come out, isn't it?
Hey, the Peterborough Odeon, they used to do some brilliant all-night horror shows, and you'd have five.
Yeah, I went with them too.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, we all went together.
We went to 3 or 4 of them.
You senile twat. Honestly.
It was just a moving smorgasbord of people I would go with. But, and you could sit in there and smoke and stick your feet up and watch the first 2 films, then fall asleep.
Yeah, then you get a hot dog in the middle of the night. They used to do hot dogs, didn't they?
Yeah, and have to wait on.
Get a hot dog, and then we get
Peterborough train.
Get the early train Early Train Home, yeah. God, I remember them, yeah. So we've gone completely off track again. So that was so somehow going to see David Essex in a film at the cinema has now turned into a 10-minute bloody story about us going and watching horror films and pretending we were 18 when we were 14. But anyway, yeah. So David Essex then went on to release loads. We did Lamplight was the next one, which was very similar, and that was kind of I see a lamp light. Shine from the wind, because they used to sing in these funny voices. You know, he pretended to be an American, but not really well. Shine on me, or something like that.
Did he do?
In fact, I'll put Lamplight on the playlist as well, just so everyone can know that wasn't a really shit version. That was actually quite. I see you lamp light, shine on me.
I think I do remember it actually. Did he do Silver Dream Machine as well? Didn't he?
Silver Dream Machine. That was quite a lot later. That was, but he did. I know he did. Gonna Make You a Star.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Because he did a sequel to That'll Be the Day film called Stardust.
Oh yeah.
When he played Jim McClane from the original, but it was later in the sex, drugs, and rock and roll years. Which was really good.
He's still alive, isn't he? He's not passed away. He's still knocking around, isn't he?
He was in EastEnders for a little while, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think he was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch EastEnders, but I just remember seeing it somewhere. David Essex in EastEnders, which stands to reason, really, because he's cheerful, chirpy, cockney, go blimey, governor.
Nobody's cheerful and chirpy in EastEnders. They're all fucking mad.
Yeah, I know. He's a miserable bloody EastEnder. He's a miserable bloody cockney, go blimey, governor.
Yeah.
I think I just out Dick Van Dyke.
You're all over the place today. You're determined to sing at every opportunity.
Yeah, Christ, you want to see the rest of my fucking songs?
Mogadon.
But this is the thing. These songs are so singable, aren't they?
Even not your David Essex ones. They're barely songs in the first place. Some of them.
Well, yeah. Silverfish covered "Rock On." Leslie Rankin and the guys, and I looked on Spotify and it's not on there, but I think I've got it on a 12-inch single or something
whatever happened
somewhere.
To Silverfish? They were bloody good for a while, and then they just completely.
Well, Leslie Rankin released a couple of brilliant LPs as Ruby.
Oh, really?
They were trip hop.
Oh.
She did this kind of trip hop LP. And then there was a remix version of it that was even better.
Oh,
it was they were cracking LPs. I've got both of them over there actually. So
I like them.
Yes,
flared out quite quickly.
Yes, they were a great band. Well, the hips. What was it? Hips, lips, tits, power.
Yeah.
Was the thing? Yeah. I remember those Fat Axel T-shirts with that on the back.
I remember I saw them in Cambridge. And whoever I was with threw up voluminously. All over the dance floor. I can't remember who it was. Anyway.
Lovely.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing.
Well, I put it out there just in case it'd been you when you owned up.
We should have put that in. The gigs. The gigs one. Yeah, we were going to see Silverfish. Yeah, I saw Silverfish supporting. They support therapy. I think they might have supported.
I've seen both Therapy and Silverfish in Cambridge, both at the Junction, I think, but they weren't the same night.
No, Silverfish were brilliant, man. They were really, really good.
I'm going to have to play some now because I haven't listened to them for a while, but they just reminded me how good they were.
Yeah, I've got them. I've got bloody pile of records over there.
I haven't got a pile. I didn't think they did a pile because they weren't about.
Well, I say a pile. I was exaggerating slightly. I probably got
two records.
a teeny. I think I've got about 4. I think there's about 4 records. There's a couple of LPs, a couple of 12s.
You could make that.
But the Leslie Rankin, the Ruby ones are quite thick because they're double LPs. Okay. So if I put them on top, pile.
Put a few slices of toast in between. You could make a pile.
Yeah, I'll slap a cat in the
middle. Okay, number 2. Another band that were very distinctive musically, but also visually. And this is Sparks. It's 1974.
Oh, I nearly picked Sparks. Is it this town ain't big enough for both of us?
Of course it is.
We'll have to go.
Oh God, he's off again.
It's weird because like I say, these songs are so immediate and they're so they're still so fresh in the back of my mind. You know, the moment you say, I just feel the need to sing it. And like I say, I know the choruses to probably 200 songs from the 70s at least. And that's just a wild guess.
We're definitely going to steer clear of the 70s in the future then, because I don't know how much of your singing I can handle.
Thank you.
Yes, but I did wonder whether we'd both have this one, because it is such a massive record, and such a distinctive record, and one that I think that for us at our age and just starting to, just at the very beginnings of forming musical ears, it was again straight out there, stuck his head above the kind of, I wouldn't say dross, but the mediocrity of a lot of their peers. So, you know, from a sound perspective, it's firstly characterised clearly by Russell's falsetto voice, which was immediately, well, this is a bit odd, kind of moment. And the whole structure of the song, it doesn't really follow the kind of pop tropes of the time, the structures of the pop songs and so on. And I think of it more as kind of like a precursor to Bohemian Rhapsody in some respects. That kind of semi-operatic, lots of very different segments, and the storytelling. I think it was a shorter precursor to that. But then you see them appear on Top of the Pops, and you got a band.
Insane, wasn't it?
They're having a whale of a time. Russell's flying himself around with his flares and everything, his big collar, and the band are playing away. And the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is singing the what's going on here?
With that little Hitler tash.
The little Hitler tash and that deep malevolent stare as he coolly tapped away on the keyboards. And it was just very affecting, again, because just starting to take notice of things at that age, and you got somebody scaring the shit out of you when you're trying to enjoy your music show. But, you know, it's a kind of image that really, I suppose, went a long way towards kind of underpinning the whole profile of Sparks. So it's a fantastic song, and like you say, you know, it's one that you can just immediately conjure the music, the lyrics for straight away. But it doesn't fit any genre. It's full of just drama and operatics and unconventionality. It's from their third album, Kimono in My House, which itself is a terrific album. And it's all
I've got that as well.
Of course you have. Of course you have. Yes, we both got that. It's
great
career
album.
Experimental album, and it's got some great stuff on it. And I've continued to enjoy Sparks. I think their collaborations with Giorgio Moroder a few years later were fabulous.
Superb.
Fabulous.
Absolutely superb.
But then again, most Giorgio Moroder, things that he touches turns to gold. But Number One in Heaven, the album, Beat the Clock, and
it's just glorious, isn't it?
Fantastic,
glorious. I think Number One Song in Heaven is one of. I mean, I have a huge list of all-time favourites, but it's definitely in there.
It's going to be in there.
It's just such a fabulous song.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah. And it's just even today, they are distinctive. You know, when you hear a Sparks song, there's nobody else nobody that I've encountered that sounds very close to what they do.
I always, whenever I listen to The Last Dinner Party, I think of Sparks.
Okay.
They've got that. They've got that. And I mean, people all over the world listening to this will go, "You don't know what you're talking about, wanker."
Of course.
You know, and you know they're a bloody manufactured band. Oh yes, good bear me. But they just have that kind of theatricality of Sparks, and it doesn't hurt that, you know, Abigail's voice she's got a cracking voice, and she can reach those those high notes, and there's a certain amount of bonkersness to The Last Dinner Party as well. And they did a cracking cover of This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us as well.
I've never heard anybody do a cover of it.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of really, really good covers actually. Okay. They do a really good one of Wicked Game.
What's Wicked Game?
I want a wicked game to play. What's his name? Chris Isaac.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
I don't want to fall in love.
Stop
this
it,
world
stop
is only gonna... You wouldn't know it.
I still don't know it.
It's a really good song. It's a really good song.
Okay.
But they always remind me of Sparks.
Okay.
Just in the theatricality, and they do sound, a bit
like
similar.
A bit like
yes, yeah.
But they seem like great guys as well. I've seen them being interviewed and stuff, and they're still very down to earth. And
did you see the film that Edgar Wright made about them?
No, I haven't
Sparks.
Seen it. No,
it's fucking brilliant.
Okay,
it's really, really good. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And Edgar Wright's a massive fan. You can just tell.
Right.
And he tells the story really well. And and they're still playing live as well, aren't they?
Oh yeah, still playing this. Just
still playing live. Yeah.
The latest album was called Mad, wasn't it? I think.
Yes.
And they left it.
They've done some really good albums recently as well.
Yeah.
They haven't. They're still making great music.
Yeah, and they're still living.
They're not going out there just peddling the old greatest hits. They're still making great music. Yeah, I love Sparks.
Cate Blanchett.
Yes, they did, didn't they?
There was some stuff with them. It was quite interesting as well. I think that was the album before Mad, which the name escapes me. But they are good, and strangely, coming from California, they never really the American public didn't really take to them like the British did, and they ended up decamping over here. And I think even today they don't really know why it was that they had greater success in England and the UK than they did the States, although the States has caught up a bit.
Yeah, I think
quirkiness.
I was going to say, I think Europe appreciates the quirkiness a bit more, and you think, I mean, there was a fair amount of, I mean, we had Bowie, for goodness sake, it was nothing if not quirky, and we had and we've got a long tradition of quirky bands, whereas I think America, if you look at American music around that time, it was all very similar, wasn't it? There wasn't much diversity going on.
There might have been, but it was under our radar because at 7-8 years old, we weren't really scanning the world for unusual music yet.
That's true. Sorry, America. Especially sorry to DJ Substance and Brooklyn Pete, because they're nice Americans. I like them. So
I bet they could give an absolute torrent of interesting, unusual music that was being put out around the United States throughout the.
I would assume so. I'm hoping that now they'll take that and they'll do a show and pick six. We want here's your challenge, DJ Substance, Brooklyn Pete. We want 6 tracks, interesting tracks from America. 1970 to 1975.
Is this going to be the start of a transatlantic music duel?
Possibly. They always say nice things about us as well, so that's always good.
Well, Trump won't let us go and visit them ever again anyway. So
no, we'll be iced the moment we go. You'll get iced because I got told off by someone on Instagram because I've got a nose ring.
Oh really? You got told off?
Yeah, they said. They put. They left a comment. This is how pointless social media is. They left a comment just to say, "I won't be listening because of your nose ring."
They won't listen to you because you've got a nose ring.
Yeah. Although, sorry, I apologise. You lost me at the nose ring. That was the.
Was they working their way up your face as they looked?
I rarely reply, but this time I replied and said, "Oh no, I'm devastated," and I haven't heard back from them since. So tossers.
Yeah,
I had some guy told me off because I didn't give the album title at the very beginning. The album title, when I do the videos, the album title comes in after about 15 seconds, and he couldn't fucking wait that long. And he said, I'm in marketing or something, and you should put it at the. And I was like, fuck off, mate. This is my thing. This is how I do it. And then a couple of weeks later, he came back and said, I see you still haven't changed. I'm going to listen to this bloke because he lists the album title. And he actually sent me a link to some other fucker on Instagram because he was as if to say, look, he does it properly. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, mate.
Yeah, what is I mean, yeah, you don't need to tell me how a pointless and banal social media is. That's why I don't do any of it. But I could do without that kind of idiocy.
I do tend to not go, not reply to too many any of the disparaging remarks on.
Doesn't it sit in your mind though? Even if you don't, I mean, don't you just get angry and think, "Yeah, fuck me," and doesn't it wind you up?
I put on my Instagram shoes, which is I'm nice to people on Instagram, and I don't need it. If it was on Facebook, I'd be like, "Fuck off, wanker," or something like that. Do you want to fight? I'll meet you in the car park in 10 minutes or something like that.
Is this Dr. Jekyll High and Mr. Hyde High?
No, this is me going. I'd hide behind a wall, and when he can't creep up and smack him on the fucking plank of wood. That's my tactic.
You're giving your strategy away now.
I'm 60. I said, well, my strategy is I'll tell them it's a different corner. I'll hide behind another one, and when they look around the corner, then I'll sneak up, smack around the head with I'm 60. I don't need fucking fights now. I'm not capable of. I could barely fucking take the cats on, to be honest. But yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Right. God, we've got waffled on again.
Off we go again. Okay. Yeah. You're number 3.
Number 3. So my number 3 is. Oh God, this stuck in my head. This is stuck in my head for years.
Is that the title of the album?
This is it's 1975. And the song is January
by God.
Pilot. You remember it, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You've already gone, I remember that.
January,
yeah, exactly. We're sick and tired, you've been hanging on me. You make me sad. January. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Fuck me. That's been battering around my head for 50 years.
Good God, no wonder you look the way you do.
Exactly. Look at these January bags under my eyes, Helped not by the fact that January always seems to have about 67 fucking days in it every bloody year when you get to our age. Is it still January? Jesus! I thought I'd be on bloody holiday by now. But yeah. It's January the what? January the 82nd? Oh, God. Is this a month ever going to end? Yeah, January. Scottish band, Pilot. Written by their singer and guitarist David Payton. And produced by Alan Parsons.
I think it's Alan Partridge.
As Alan, not the Alan Partridge project, the Alan Parsons project. And released in January 1975, of course, as all good marketing. See that bloke who messaged me on Instagram, he'd be going, "No, definitely release that in February." Wanker. And David Payton was, and I thought I know his name. He was one of the original members of Bay City Rollers.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
Yes, David Payton. And interestingly enough, the guy who the arranger of January, Andrew Powell, went on to record Kate Bush, and both Payton and one of the other guys from the band played on The Kick Inside.
Oh, my Lord. How about that?
Yeah, including Wuthering Heights.
Wow.
Yeah. Shall I do it?
Don't try that. Because I'll have to...
we'd roll and fall in.
Well, at least it justifies you putting that dress on.
Oh, dear. Oh, that's buggered the lungs up a bit.
Oh, dear. 30 years of 40 a day, you're not going to get those notes.
Oh dear, yeah. Yes, so and it was it's a great song, January. I mean, like I say, it's genuinely been kicking around in my head ever since it was released. Such a catchy chorus, and even like some little rocky guitar bits in it. I think there's a little guitar solo in there. And interestingly, there's a series of compilation albums by Bob Stanley, and he's picked some kind of lesser known singles from the 70s and put them in albums. We're giving them a bit of context, put them on these on this series of LPs, and one of the songs on there is called on one of the albums was called Pamela by a band called Scotch Mist, and it's a really good kind of it's eerie sounding, almost a ghostly love song. That was by Pilot before, when they were known as Scotch Mist. That was like one of those great lost singles.
Okay.
I'd thoroughly I know I've said this before a million times. I'd still thoroughly recommend any compilation ever compiled by Bob Stanley of Saint Etienne. He does some crackers. He's got such an ear for a compilation.
Okay.
And he's done. He did kind of a bit of a new wave one, obscure new wave singles. He's done, he's done one of the from singles from the summer of '76, the hot summer of '76. But all stuff you've barely ever heard of.
Yeah.
They're really good. So January, and then they also do you remember the follow up to January?
I probably will when you tell me, but I can't think off the top of my head. February.
Right, ready?
It's not February.
No. Oh, ho, ho, it's magic. You know. And
never believe.
Yes, you got the bug. You've got the bug.
Oh no!
And that nearly made it. It was a toss up between January and Magic.
Right. I was trying to think. I thought I knew they'd had some other big hit, and I couldn't think what it was off the top of my head. And then you came. Yeah.
Oh, ho, ho,
I prefer that. Magic. That's a better song, I think.
Yeah, possibly. It was a complete toss up between the two. In all honesty, it was a complete toss up between the two. Magic is a.
You didn't go for the
single,
obvious one, so that's a point. I suppose.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, January's a. Yeah. I did mull over which one to put in. I just kind of went, fuck it, January, because I just couldn't make my mind up. But Magic is a cracker. Magic is a cracker as well.
Yeah.
And I think that is the thing of these 70s singles. They were so bloody catchy, weren't they?
Yeah, a lot of hooks.
They were. There was so much work went into the choruses and the. Not that there isn't now, but I think songwriting and songs are a completely different kettle of fish.
I think it's as much about the production and everything that happens around the music than what's the content of the music. How many of today's chart hits will be whistled 40 years down the road, or even 40 weeks down the road? They haven't got that fundamental melodic content, a lot of them, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think the charts have changed so much now, and there is no, everything just gets bunged in there. Here you had 50 and then 75 singles a week, and and there was so much effort went into, because they're on the radio, that it would catch in your head, and and I think because you've just got this even more constant stream and a controllable stream of music now, that these guys will be going, right, we're on the radio, this is the chance, we've got to get something that catches a proper earworm that catches someone, so they're humming it, and what's that fucking song I've got in my head? Oh, ho ho, it's Magic. And off they go to Keith Records and go, Keith, have you got have you got this one? It goes, oh yeah, that's Magic, but yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Keith was our Shazam.
Yeah, and now it's like, have you got this one that goes, no, which one's that? That's unfair. But it is that thing. There's not that. Well, there's not the need to go and ask Keith anymore. You just la 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 into Shazam.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's popped up, and then you've lost the joy of somewhat of finding new music to a degree.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's gone. Even that kind of standing in front of racks of LPs and just fingering through to see if you find something. I went out to a town today, and I was actually looking through albums and thinking, I used to do this every Saturday at Andy's or Beat Goes On or somewhere, or Our Price. And it's such a nice feeling thinking, I didn't know about this. That's a nice cover. Don't know who that is, but have a look at the cover. You don't need to do that anymore if you don't want to. Certainly it's not the same knowing that if you do find something you pick out, it's going to cost you 30 quid rather than 3.95.
You know, yeah, or even more if it's fucking Turnstile.
Let it go, Dave.
I can't, damn it, I can't.
I take it nobody from either Roadrunner or Turnstile has been in touch with you to offer their sincere apologies.
We haven't. That episode goes out. Yeah, that goes out on Friday. I think I'm going to put that out.
Okay.
Friday, maybe Saturday. Yeah, because we've got a timetable now. For
okay.
To be released. So
you might share that sometime. Being co-host.
I fucking did last week, you dickhead. I did it after the bloody. We sat there and went, right, so we do that on the Tuesday. Anyway, I digress. So that was January by Pilot, and I will bang Magic on as well.
Yes, you should do. Okay. Yeah. My number 3 then is just a truly great song, but it's a song recorded and released by this band. It isn't their song. It's a traditional song. If you like, it's a folk song. Always Looking Up to the Sky. It's 1973. And this is the one band where, all of their songs that I've heard I like, and not quite as much as this one, which is a terrific song. All the songs I like, but I've never really gone out and chased down any of their other records. So Sarah, Jailbreak, The Boys Are Back in Town.
Fucking knew it. I knew it, Lizzie. I knew it. When you said folk song, and I couldn't remember which one. Is it Whiskey in the Jar?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Yes. A bloody brilliant song. And I don't know when I first heard it, really. It would have been on the radio sometime, and it's one of the songs that I really, really like from that era that has no real nostalgic connection either. It doesn't remind me of being in the lorry with my dad or playing with schoolmates or anything. It just stuck for reasons of its own musicality. There was no other reason for it for sticking. And I loved the tune from the outset. Didn't really understand much about it, of course, but just loved the tune. I think Phil Lynott got a great, authentic voice, and it was just full of really believable emotion. And the song itself has this sense of motion. I know Thin Lizzy get called a hard rock band, and I think they probably were a hard rock band, but they're a hard rock band without a lot of the the characteristics of what you might think of as a hard rock band, a Led Zeppelin or a Black Sabbath or something. They weren't incredibly heavy. They didn't rely on masses of pyrotechnics and stuff like that, massive Marshall amps. They just seemed like a hard rock band because they were a hard rock band. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
So the song has this great forward motion and a great melding of the music and the lyrics, because it was only much later that I really kind of understood what the song was about, and the fact that it is a pretty sad song, really, about a highwayman who gets betrayed by his paramour, his Molly, and ends up in prison. But even not really understanding, not paying an awful lot of attention to the lyrics back then, it just felt sad, particularly the last third of the song when he's in prison. The way that the music shifts down, it doesn't slow down, and there's still the same instruments in it, but it shifts down, and it just feels sad. And even today, it has a sadness about it when I listen to it. Even as a 60-year-old, most things make me fucking tearful. I can fucking cry anything.
Yeah, impending doom,
anything. Yeah. But it's a great song. It's got a lovely guitar solo in it. Really subtle process, and that's another thing. They didn't have to rely on a rack of pedal boards to affect guitars and vocals and everything. Much of it is reasonably clean. I'm not sure if it was Gary Moore that was in Thin Lizzy at the time. I should have checked that, really. I know he was in and out several times around that time, but it's just a Leslie amp and no other processing on that. So great song. I think they went through loads and loads of lineups. At one point, Steve Jones and Paul Cook were playing with Phil Lynott.
Yeah, they did the Greedies, didn't they?
Was it the Greedies?
They did, the Greedies. Didn't they do a Christmas song? Yeah. Formed in 1970, originally called the Greedy Bastards.
The Greedy Bastards, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I thought the Greedies, that just sounded a little bit concise from what I remember, but yeah. So anyway, like it's like I said at the end,
a merry jingle. That was,
a merry jingle.
That was the song on Top of the Pops. Yes.
Yeah. So the song, as I say, is a traditional song. It's been recorded by the Dubliners with the Pogues. It's been recorded by Metallica. It's been recorded by Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. And they got to number 6 with it. Thin Lizzy got to number 6 with it. And when it was released by their label Decca, I think Phil and the band went up the wall because they really, really didn't want it to be released because they felt that it was not in any way representative of the kind of band that they are. But you read this a lot in the 70s, the power that record companies have. So many bands were kind of shot in the back or undermined by a label executive that just thought, I'm going to release this. I don't give a shit about you.
Well,
you wrote it.
The Clash, weren't they? The Clash Remote Control.
Yeah.
And they then wrote Complete Control about Remote Control being released.
Yeah.
Because they were pissed off about
it. There's one good thing about record labels not being quite so necessary, although, as I've said in a previous episode, I still miss their quality control and the effort that was necessary to get a label, which isn't so necessary now. So
yes,
so as I say, I haven't really bought anything else. I like the records. Maybe I will do one day. Funnily enough, when I was in HMV looking through records today, I picked up several Thin Lizzy records because I've been cognizant of the fact that I was going to talk about Whiskey in the Jar here, and equally cognizant of the fact that I haven't got any, apart from that record, I haven't got any other records, and I nearly bought some, but I didn't.
I don't have any Thin Lizzy. I know the song, I know the singles. I don't really know much of their oeuvre, to be honest.
Oh, look at you!
Yes. I'm an intellectual, me. I remember the joke about when they released Jailbreak. There's going to be a jailbreak somewhere in this town tonight. Yeah, the fucking jail, mate. Where were you expecting it to be?
Yes.
That is brilliant. That is one of the greatest lyrics. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh yeah. I might have a bit of a Thin Lizzy day at some point. Yeah. Just kind of, just delve in a bit.
Yeah, because there'll be other great pieces in there. I'm sure, great bits of music in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Okay, so my fourth one is it's a weird one because this funnily enough, this was from a Bob Stanley compilation, and I was listening to this, and as soon as I heard it, I went, I bloody know that, and I could remember it sent me straight back to my to our front room in my childhood home.
Okay,
hearing it on the radio. I'm pretty sure my mum had it on a single, it's a song called "You Are My Love" by Liverpool Express, and I thought,
we don't know that one.
No, it's very so. You are my love, you are the one that oh, you are my love. Ooh.
Is that just a spontaneous outpouring for me, or were you singing the song?
That is actually how it sounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is kind of a bit how it sounds.
Okay.
It's I mean, obviously I do love you, but and I thought, I remember that. I remember those guys. They were a bunch of kids, and they were on Opportunity Knocks because that was the big Opportunity Knocks was the talent show, wasn't it? Have we mentioned Opportunity Nights before? Yeah, I think we have. I think we've chatted about it in the Memories episode.
Yeah, I think we did. We talked about Mickey Most and so on, sit there smoking.
Yeah, that was it. And that was on because that was New Faces. Yeah. And I thought, I remember that. And I looked them up. Completely wrong fucking band.
Oh.
I'm thinking of someone else. They were never on Opportunity Knocks. They were just this band from Liverpool, obviously Liverpool Express. That's a bit of a giveaway. And "You Are My Love" was pretty much the only song that ever did anything. Although Paul McCartney apparently declared it one of his favourite songs of all time, and it is. I mean, as a love song, it's a pretty decent attempt. Good tune, hummable, sticks in your head. Obviously stuck in my head because the moment I reheard it, I was like, "Oh my good lord!" I even remembered weirdly. I remembered the green carpet in the front room. And and I don't know why. I don't know why I remember perhaps the first time I heard it, I was so shocked I tripped and fell, and my face went into the Greek. I don't know. I'm
got fibres in your cheek.
I'm hypothesising to a degree there. But...
Well, the West End house.
Yeah.
Did it have a green carpet? It was a light green carpet.
It was. Yeah. See, they might have replaced it by then, and I'm having a flashback.
Get carpet incident.
I'm actually going back in time in my memory. But anyway, there was a green carpet there at some point. Because I can remember sitting there with, slightly later on, sitting there with my little black vinyl singles box, on the carpet. I'd sit on the carpet. My mum's hi-fi would be there, and I'd be like getting up, putting a single on, bit of Buzzcocks, and then, bit of Clash, and all that kind of thing. But that song, it gave me, as soon as I heard it on the compilation, just gave me complete flashbacks to that particular house and those days. And this is one of the latest ones. This was 1976. This was
right. So you're pushing the envelope.
So we were 11. Were we 11? Yeah, we were 11 then, weren't we? 65.
10, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the later ones, and then the next year I was like, "Ooh, hello, punk rock!"
Everything went awry.
Yes, it did. Yeah, and this is one of the songs as well where I kind of thought, I don't think I've got too much to say, about it, but the memory side of it just made me keep it in. I had so many songs I could have put in there. Yeah. We could do this. We could do this every week for a year, and I'd never run out of 75 songs. It was such a, like we said, it was such a, a fertile period for pop songs. And what you would say of pop songs. And again, without kind of flogging a dead horse, the 7-inch single was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? I know you don't.
I wasn't
didn't
keen
really
on
like them.
No.
But you had you had your A side, and then on the B side you put you'd stick put the bone in on the B side, if you're Terry Jacks, but A sides and B sides I miss.
I tell you, there's another episode there, great B sides.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. God, I've just thought of 10 off the top of my head straight away. As soon as you said great B-sides, I just thought of every bloody punk rock single I ever bought, I think. But B-sides were a great thing, weren't they?
They were. I remember when
a lot of the glam bands who were on the studio labels like Bell and Rack, everything was written by writing partnerships. And they'd use the B-sides to put their own songs on. Mm-hmm. So, Suzi Quatro, for instance, would have like Can the Can on the A-side written by Chin and Chapman, I think. But then you flip it over and there was something written by Suzi Quatro.
Okay.
They allowed them to have their song on the B-side. And I think that was a lot of the glam bands. A lot of them did write their own. Slade wrote all their own songs. I think Mark Bolan did. But the studio ones, Mud... and
Shawaddy Waddy.
Shawaddy Waddy, yeah. God, I was looking through a list of songs. And there was a Shawaddy Waddy. Shoddy Waddy. God, what a stupid fucking name. Fucking Shawaddy Waddy. Bloody hell. Well, I know. Let's think of a name that's really hard for people to say. Have you got a new single by somebody? Just you mean Shawaddy Waddy? Yeah, whatever. Shut up. The fucking Drake jackets.
I can tell you were scarred by that visit to Keith's.
Yeah, well, one of Shawaddy Waddy's was the dad of, was it Danny Goffey from Supergrass?
No idea.
Or something, or his uncle. There was a relation. There was some kind of relation.
I used to have a Shawaddy Waddy LP when I was little. It got 3 Steps to Heaven on it. It might have been called 3 Steps to Heaven.
I was thinking of 3 Steps to Heaven, yeah.
Got the Chain Gang on it, and I can't remember a lot about it, but I used to play it a lot. It was cassette.
Shawaddy Waddy were okay, what they were. That was they were just a rock and roll revival band, weren't they? Who just got lucky and
got popped up in their multicoloured suits.
Yeah, God, there's so many episodes to be had about 70s pop music. Do you know, I read a really good book. I can't remember what it's called now. It's in one of the other rooms, and it was all about the hit factories. You know, the writers and all through the 70s and the session musicians and how they'd have a band. Because I was thinking of. I looked at Peter Shelley, who released "Love Me, Love My Dog" and "G Baby." Yeah. And I can't remember whether we talked about this in the original that other episode. He was the original Alvin Stardust.
Oh, you did mention that, yeah.
And then went, oh, I don't want to do this. And then they got the Fenton. Alvin Stardust we love. Yeah, Shane Fenton
from Mansfield. Yeah. Shout out for Mansfield.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean another great run of singles, My Cuckoo, Jealous Mind, Red Dress. Who's that dancing in the red dress? I want to be a lover. So get up. Fuck, why do I know all these songs? Why do I know all these bloody songs? It's a curse, I tell you, it's a curse.
Oh, there's a man in torment. You got hairline Boris now.
I could sing so many of these songs.
Please spare us the singing.
I know. I'll try to. I'm not a very good singer, but I do enjoy it.
We had noticed. Both.
Yes.
My number 4 then. Released in 1970, so I've gone to the other end of our table. And this is one of the first records I actually owned. So those records that we've talked about already, heard them, loved them, listened to them. But it wasn't until later years, much later, that I acquired the records. But this one, I got the record in 1972, and it was one of the first records I owned because I'd heard it a lot, and I got it as a Christmas present as a consequence of my liking it a lot. And it is Ride a White Swan by T-Rex, which I always thought was a fantastic record. And it's their first single after they became T-Rex, because before that they were Tyrannosaurus Rex. Obviously preempting the problems they would have coming up with a URL that people could actually type in. Well ahead of their time.
Although wasn't there? There was something called Trex, wasn't there? You could buy.
Trex.
Was it? No, there was I'm sure there was something back in the 70s called Trex.
It was one of your special medications, wasn't it?
I might be talking bollocks actually, because all that comes up is T-Rexes.
It may be there somewhere out there. I don't remember it myself.
Trex is a dairy-free, low-saturated fat alternative to butter. No, I don't know if that was it.
That doesn't sound like 1970.
No, it would be a high fat, full of fucking lard alternative to butter, wouldn't it? Yes.
Yes. So there we go. Yes. Yeah, so this was after, and it was their first real hit. Bolan wrote it. He claims to have written it after his drink was spiked with LSD. And clearly, when you look at the lyrics or listen to the lyrics, it's all fantastical nonsense. So it could well have been the case.
But it wasn't exactly writing kitchen sink dramas before that, was it? It was all Pixies and fucking Lord of the Rings.
But before this, before Ride a White Swan, he wasn't all that glam and makeup and sparkles and stuff. He was much more staid and conventional. And I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe it was the LSD. That what really happened to make him what was latterly called the kind of godfather of glam, as it were.
Yeah.
But he did. He started writing about druids wearing tall hats and putting cats on their shoulder, probably preempting you, Dave, to be honest.
Yes, I quite often have a cat on my shoulder.
And a tall hat like a druid, which you don't like to talk about quite so much. But
I'm not so much a hat man. I've got the occasional beanie if my ears get really cold. But not the pointy hat.
Not big pointy hat, no.
But definitely the cat on the shoulder.
On the shoulder, absolutely. I've seen it happen. I can attest to that. Yeah. So it could have been about you. And it's just a great song. And the funny thing is that as much as I love, and I've said it dozens of times on our episodes before, getting fully involved with a long piece of music, everything that T-Rex did was like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And yet still it was really repetitive. And Bolan himself was conscious of the fact that there was a lot of repetition in what they did. And Visconti, Tony Visconti, the producer, the famous producer at the time, he produced this. And in order to make the song at least hit 2 minutes, he had to loop the vocal for the last like 20 seconds because it just wasn't long enough.
But a lot of the like early Motown songs were really short, weren't they? They were only 2.5 minutes.
Catchy. If you just get in there, you do the business, drop the hook, and get out again, and that's all you needed to do.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, and it worked. It worked, and I think when we talk today, as we do a lot about diminished attention spans. And people who generally have to have an impact on a book. Well, a book has to have an impact on them, or something.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It wasn't a problem then, perhaps, because it was always just delivered straight away, without drama. But it got to number 2 in the charts. Do you know what kept it off the top spot?
What year was it?
It was 1970.
Oh, something shit, no doubt.
No doubt at all. It was Clive Dunn's Grandad.
Oh, I bloody was going to say Grandad, but I thought it was a couple of years. That's why I asked what year, because I thought Grandad was a couple of years after.
There you go.
I thought that was around 71, 72.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's a story very similar to. I'll give you the chance to do it again. It's very similar to Vienna being kept.
That means nothing to me.
I'll set him up, you knock him down. Yeah, being kept off the top spot by Joe Dolce, another famously
shut up in your face
track. Yeah. So there you go. And I don't know what happened to that Ride a White Swan record I had. It vanished somewhere, but they did so many good songs.
I was always partial to Metal Guru.
Great song. That used to go on the playlist.
And Children's Revolution.
Another great song. Yeah. Hot Love. They were just so
They were a great singles band. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah. Telegram Sam.
Do you know, in 1972, they were selling 100,000 records a day.
Jeepers.
Which accounted for 6% of all the record sales in the UK at the time. That's how big they were.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Do you know who supported them on their final tour?
The Damned.
You're right, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Bolan was very keen to connect with the youth again, who he thought he was losing, so he invited the Damned.
Well, he had a TV programme, didn't he, called Mark?
He did indeed.
And I believe, I know the Damned played on it. I think Generation X played on it.
Right.
And there was someone else who may or may not have been the Boomtown Rats. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
But it's definitely Gen X and the Damned played. Yeah. I think that was one of those Mike Mansfield productions.
Okay.
Like Supersonic, Yeah. And roll videotape or whatever, however it used to go. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I did remember on that show Mark, he had David Bowie on because they were quite good mates. And
yeah, they were.
I think they ended up they were doing Heroes, and Mark Bolan fell off the stage. Just lurched
probably had
forward.
some more LSD from the White Swan drink.
Yeah, maybe. But sadly, met his demise at age just 29 in 1977.
How sad.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, with Gloria. Was it Gloria Jones?
That's right. Yeah, his girlfriend at the time. She was driving his Porsche because he was scared of cars, which is why he never took his test. Never had a license.
Wasn't it a Mini?
No.
Wasn't it a Mini they were in?
No, it was a Porsche, wasn't it?
I think I've got a feeling they were in a Mini.
It was a 1275 GT Mini. Yes, I'm thinking of fuck it.
James Dean died in a Porsche.
Yes, no, it was a 1275 GT.
Yeah, I know my celebrity death, mate.
You and Terry Jacks, you're just going to think for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
dum 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 dum. Goodbye, Mark Bolan and your Mini.
Oh dear, oh God, that's going to haunt me. Yeah. So there you go, number 4, another great song from the 70s.
Excellent. Well, my final one is a glam band as well, although glam bands kind of come into the end of their popularity.
Oh.
They were, in fact, one of the bands that would release a single written by a writing partnership and have their own song on the A side. And this particular song is one of the first ones that they actually wrote and was released on the A side of a single. Their best known lineup was lead vocalist Brian Connolly.
Sweet.
Yes, I didn't know which one to go with first. Bassist Steve Priest, guitarist Andy Scott, and drummer Mick Tucker. They used to squeeze themselves into these glam, look like a bunch of fucking brickies at a fancy dress party, and but had a cracking set of singles.
Yeah.
Blockbuster, which was a complete rip-off of Gene Genie, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. You
complete rip-off.
You would think they would have been lawyers at dawn over that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But this was the 70s. No one really gave much of a fuck, did they? I don't think.
Not.
Hellraiser, The Ballroom Blitz, Teenage Rampage. But this one is one of the later ones. There are Fox on the Run.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this song.
Good song.
And, I kind of, like I said, I had a list of about 15,000 singles that I could have put on, and I had to pick 5. And this just popped into my head. It was there's some kind of synth in it and some echoey, you. And I want to know your name, because you look just the same, the way you did before. And then there's like this falsetto, there's synthesizers, and then you got the Fox on the Run.
Yeah.
It's a great song, absolutely brilliant. And they did another really good one, I think just after they did Love Is Like Oxygen.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I like that.
Yeah, and that was but that was a bit later.
Yeah.
And I think that came out a bit after our remit,
Okay.
I think that was 77, 78, and that was their last gasp.
Okay.
I mean, Fox on the Run, I think, was the end of a run of all those singles I've just spoken about.
Yeah.
But they were so popular. I'm not really sure of that. I know all over England and Europe. I think there was such a cultural divide between us, and Europe and the UK, and then the US. And I think Sweet did have some success. Little Willie.
I beg your pardon.
But it was a cold day. The Ballroom Blitz, Fox on the Run, Love Is Oxygen, they were hits in America.
Right.
Little Willie's just a rude play on words.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that song.
No, that was how did that go? Little Willie, really well.
Oh yes, now I got it. Yeah.
I am a glam rock encyclopedia. For some fucking I'm a 70s singles encyclopedia. I just remember all of these fucking songs.
Yeah.
It's just this constant jukebox in my head, and I've got crammed in there everything punk as well, and every record I've ever heard. But these ones,
you are an obsessive. You are a music obsessive.
I was so close. To picking Demis Roussos as well.
What?
Yeah, Forever and Ever.
Really?
What a single. Yeah. Forever
I'll be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's an interesting
song.
One. Yeah.
I was very, very close to picking that.
He was just a vast and extremely hirsute gentleman.
He was, yes, and he was in a band with Vangelis, wasn't he? As well?
Yes, something Aphrodite's Child. Was
yes, that's right.
Like
yes, yeah, very, very hippie, hippie kind of thing. But this is the thing. I mean, even the songs that you kind of look back on and think, well, it was a bit not a novelty, but you knew it was bought by a certain generation were buying that song at that time.
Yeah.
But when you look back on it, there's a whole gamut of whole gamut. There's a whole bucketful of fondness for it.
Yeah.
You know.
But how much of that is the era that it evokes? Because if Demis Roussos, its modern equivalent, released the same song today, I'm pretty certain you wouldn't buy it.
Well, I don't know. Well, I probably wouldn't buy it, but I don't think I wouldn't go, well, that's shit. Because there's a bloody good song. It is a really good song. You know, it's a particularly well-written song. It's beautifully crafted and put together. Just happens to be sung by a great big Greek bloke with it in a caftan, you know, which obviously isn't really going to go down with the kids these days, is it? You know, he's hardly a fucking roadman, is he? He's a bloody, you know, he looks like he should be painting your fucking front room, and you're going, do a cup of tea, Dennis.
It does look like our window cleaner, to be honest.
Well, there you go,
similar size.
But and there is, I mean, and yeah, you know, there is a certain amount of nostalgia in liking these songs. Yeah. But again, and I go back to that fact that these were brilliantly written songs, and there was a whole lot of almost craftsmanship went into them. You know, getting people would write these songs for a performer. You'd have professional songwriting partnerships. You know, hence Sweet. You know. Not until 1975 did they get their own song on the A side of a single, and it just happened to be a really brilliant song. Fox on the Run, absolute classic. Mm-hmm. You know, any Sweet song, really, any Sweet single from that era is a well written song. I mean, again, songwriters, but.
I remember all the singles, and certainly the singles I can recognise as being well written songs with good hooks, good melodies. Have you ever heard any of their album tracks, or is there any?
Yes, I've got one. I found one in a charity shop. Okay. It's something American related. It's something like Sunset Boulevard or something along those lines. Yeah. And it's not bad. Okay. It's not bad. Quite a rocky, because they were quite rocky. I mean, a lot of the glam bands, well, it was glam rock, wasn't it?
You know, stompy, great big heels.
Was very stompy. Yes, that's the word I was thinking. Stompy, because that way they I don't know how they did the drums, double track them or something, or.
Well, I don't know if they did. They didn't really need to. They just got that straight 4/4 rhythm that was chunked out with the bass and the chugging guitar and that, and that just filled it out.
That kind of thing. I mean, then you had like the glitter bands with two drummers.
Yes, indeed.
You know,
I like the glitter band. I can say that, but obviously, you know,
not so much jazz. Quick change subject. Yes. So yeah, Fox on the Run. I mean, I think if I named any of those big bands from around that time, I bet either of us could reel off a string of singles. Mm. You know,
more so you than me, because you are the encyclopedia.
But if I said Mud, you know,
Tiger Feet certainly.
Yeah.
I don't know. My brother was big into Mud, but I couldn't really say I took an awful lot of notice of them.
See, I could do. You know, you've got Tiger Feet, you got the Cat Crept In, you've got Dynamite, you got Hypnosis.
Don't remember that.
Lonely This Christmas. It'll be lonely this Christmas. But that was purely because Les Gray, the lead singer, just wanted to be Elvis, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
That was all very rock and roll based.
Funnily enough, in our last break, I had an email from Nottingham Royal Theatre saying, "Give somebody Elvis this Christmas." Which
I thought they were asking you to audition for Mother Goose or something. Is that Jake again?
No, it's just I don't want there's some Elvis tribute thing. Give someone Elvis for Christmas. So it's interesting that you kind of.
It's behind you.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh no, it isn't.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Cool.
Yes.
Have you finished rattling on about Sweet?
Yes, I think I've had enough about Sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird because you're I was just thinking earlier, you do a song, you talk about it, you go right to the end, that's it. I do a song, start off about it, end up talking about something completely fucking different.
Indeed. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, man.
As long as you don't keep singing, for goodness sake.
I'll be honest. I've really enjoyed this one tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we'll round it off then. My final one is an interesting one. It used to be a bit of a treat for me in 1973, yet again. So clearly, in that 5-6 year period we chose, 1973 seems to have stuck out as being particularly fertile, particularly fruitful in top tracks, and that wasn't intentional.
Well, that was a crossover. There was everything. You had around those times. You had like the glam was kind of piling along. You had your teeny pop. You had your Osmonds and Basically Rollers. Well, they were around by 73, weren't they? Basically Rollers, the Osmonds. Yeah. You had David Cassidy, David Essex.
Yeah,
all your little heartthrobs. Glam, bit of Something Stupid like bloody
Clive Dunn.
Clive Dunn, Winifred School Choir, but I think that was slightly later, wasn't it? That was 1980. That was
Yes, but the whole music world used to be a lot more vibrant, I think, because you could see it and you could comprehend it, and you can't now because there's just deluges of it everywhere, and it doesn't have the same meaning at all, I don't think, that it used to have in society, in the world, except when somebody does something offensive.
Life's got a bigger scope now, hasn't it? Because you've got, you're connected so far afield, whereas before it was just, your mates in your town with the telly and your record player and Keith's Records, and that was it, really.
Indeed.
And now you've gone from like that little insular lifestyle to everyone's lifestyle is fucking huge, because you've got a bloody Snapchat mate who lives in Guatemala, and you go on holiday to wherever. You can go on holiday to anywhere in the world, really, for not that much money.
One of the theories
it's kind of opened up.
One of the theories that why so many people, particularly in the developed world, the Western world, are afflicted with a variety of different mental health problems, psychological problems, is because of exactly that, and in as much as we haven't evolved to live in such a fast-paced, diverse, interchangeable, multi-connected world, so we've created a society as a species for which we are completely ill-suited, which is an unfortunate sign of the lack of success in our ability to forge a path. But anyway, enough of that. So 1970,
we've invented social media for which we're totally unsuited as well.
Indeed. Well, and the Australians are about to get stomped on by Donald for daring to lock out the American corporations, the Silicon Valley corporations, from their fair isle. And we'll see how that goes out. But that's exactly the right thing. I think saying that under 16s should be protected from social media is just one step. I think fucking adults should be, because it hasn't done anyone any bloody good.
No, absolutely.
Anyway, so 1973, back into more innocent times. Well, more innocent times if you're not watching the news. More innocent times, and it used to be a treat for me to stay up late to watch the old Grey Whistle Test. I wasn't developing a musical kind of palette or whatever, but it was just a treat to stay up late and see these weirdy people on TV. And saw lots of different bands, but one stood out like the Scab, that is really painful to keep picking, but you got to keep watching it, because it struck me that this band were quite ghastly. I thought the music was horrible, but they looked so horrible too, and the behaviours of it was Do the Strand and Roxy Music. I just saw this is really horrible, but I couldn't stop watching it, and it just stayed in my mind. I thought Brian Ferry's mannerisms, that hyper exaggerated Lothario type persona that he would do, it was just cringeworthy even at a young age. I just thought that just looks ridiculous. I think you wouldn't see anything like that until Jim Moir invented Vic Reeves, I think, and then he got Brian Ferry. They all look bizarre, though. Phil Manzanera with his Space Invader suit with marshmallow puffings stuck on it, and Brian Eno, of course, with his bizarre haircut and his big spangly suit thing in front of what was a keyboard from another planet, a great big thing. But I was just transfixed, and the music as well. Did the Strand, it just keeps stopping and starting and stopping and starting, and I just thought this goes on forever and it doesn't do anything but stop and start with these strange theatricals going on. Famously, Whispering Bob Harris thought they were awful, and I could understand that because I just couldn't get it. But it just stuck, and like Love Is a Drug and Virginia Plain, I thought, I don't like this, but I can't help but watch it and listen to it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Eventually, I kind of bought Manifesto. And I thought this is a really good record. And on they went. Flesh and Blood is one of the best albums ever, I think, with Dance Away and Angel Eyes and Still Falls the Rain. They're just great, slick pop songs, but with a curiosity. Again, that British quirkiness, I think. They got a dimension there with the characters that you've got in there, the stylistic direction they sought to take, which was innovative both musically and stylistically, but it was just repulsively so to start with. And it's like adverts, Shake and Vac or whatever it is, they can be really awful, and that's a great success because people notice it. It's so bad. And I'm sure that's not what totally. Roxy Music were trying to do, but that's the way it worked for me. I think it was so kind of repulsive that I really liked it because I couldn't stop watching it and listening to it. And as I say, in later years, I kind of much more appreciated what they were doing, and I think they toned it down a bit anyway. But back in those days, what is it with Brian Ferry and all those mannerisms? It's just curious.
Yeah, I can remember seeing them on Top of the Pops and kind of going, huh? and I knew. I think my mum liked the later Roxy Music stuff, Dance Away and that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't quite. I don't think I could quite get my head round it, because I liked it, and I thought, why do I like it? I'm not really sure because it was really, really. It was far too smooth.
Yes.
In those days, this was smooth music, and you didn't listen to smooth music. It was. But at the same time, there was just something quite strange about it as well.
It was almost a parody. It was really smooth, but it was almost a parody because it was so excessively smooth. It was like unnaturally smooth. It wasn't smooth like, I don't know, Daryl Hall and John Oates or something. They're just smooth, It was kind of like almost almost a Spinal Tap of smooth music.
But then that then became them, didn't it? And then I think that's when it loses its luster, really, isn't it? When what was probably almost a parody becomes the norm, then it loses. It kind of loses that
potency,
that appeal to a lot of people. If you're going to do that, I think you've got to keep evolving, haven't you?
And I think they did to some degree. I mean, when you looked at kind of Flesh and Blood and thereafter, their look wasn't so outlandish. They'd gone proper smooth.
Oh yeah, totally. And I meant the music kind of just stayed smooth and then just became smooth, if you know what I mean.
Yes, the smoothness was just smoothed out everywhere, and it was so smooth.
It was planed to within an inch of its life, and there was nothing left. I mean, I remember seeing them on early Top of the Pops because I distinctly remember Brian Eno. And like you say, the fringe and the long hair, and they're like, whoa, it's like having it was a fucking alien.
It did look very space
he's just wandered in and gone, fuck it, I'll play the keyboards. And was plinking away. And I think, retrospectively, I think when he left is when they became, that smooth.
Yeah, maybe so.
Kind of almost like a nightclub singer, Vic Reeves did and that kind of thing.
The nation's greatest light entertainer. It was kind of like over exaggerated kind of caricature, a caricature.
So I'm torn by. I mean, I can listen to Roxy Music. I don't think I ever really. I mean, I didn't appreciate them when they were, in the early 70s. No. 74. It was too much for me. I didn't really get it because I was like 8 or something.
But
and the later Roxy music my mum liked, and it was like, oh, fuck me, you might as well bloody held up a cross to me, and it just smeared garlic on the record.
No, I liked it. Same old scene, and I think they're good, slick pop music then, and they'd lost a lot of that characterization, that quirkiness. They'd become more let's stop messing around now, lads, and do it properly a bit.
Yeah, totally.
But I can still listen to them, particularly Manifesto and Flesh and Blood. I can still listen to those quite happily.
I don't think I've probably listened. I don't think I'd ever put on a Roxy Music record now. No, I don't think I would actually. I'd listen to it. I mean, if it popped up, it used to be. I mean, it used to be Disco Fair, didn't it? Really?
Yeah.
You'd often have them popping up on the, discos when we were older, when we were like 16, 17, when we were waiting for them to play bloody
proper music,
the Buzzcocks or the Damned or something. Yeah, put some bloody punk on, DJ.
The cover of 8 Miles High doesn't quite come close to Husker Du's anyway.
No.
Doesn't stand up alongside it. But there you go. So they are our 10 from our formative years. That transition childhood to adolescence, and the weird things that we were encountering.
Yes.
Some good songs in there.
God, them were the days. There are some good. I reckon that'll make a good playlist. Yeah. There's a couple of others to add in as well. Yeah.
I think the only one that we've mentioned that I would balk at listening is that bloody David Essex Rock On. I always thought that was horrible beyond horrible. Couldn't understand how the hell that got made into a product of any kind.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think it's such an outlier at that time, because it is. In that days of, you had every instrument going banged in there, and then all of a sudden you got a bloke, with his little earring going, hey, back on.
I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting, but sometimes music can be interesting for being very different, but it's still not attractive to my ears, No,
that's fair enough. I mean, like I say, I could quite easily have had 5 completely different ones. There's such a glut, really, and I don't think that extends to any other decade. I think I mean the 80s. There's loads of 80s songs, but I don't think there's. I think the 70s, for some reason, there's more that just pop into your head a lot quicker. I think the 80s, you'd have to sit and think a lot more about it.
I think the 80s were spoilt for choice a bit because we'd really opened up our horizons and we were actively listening to so much more material.
That's probably it.
In the early 70s, we were hearing what we were given, really. And because we only had 2 radio stations and because it was in the control of the big people, we heard what we heard.
But isn't it amazing how much we heard?
You take it in. Don't you?
I mean, I mean, you could fill CD after CD after CD with 70 minutes of, and every bloody song.
Yeah. Well, people do. I mean, there's loads of 70s quadruple CD collections and stuff, aren't there?
I've got loads of them. I've got loads of them. Every time I see one of Challenge, I've actually got a massive collection of old KTEL compilation LPs as well. I picked up a load at a car boot sale years ago, and there's some great tracks on there. There's some quite, and it's always fun finding something slightly more obscure. That it's like, oh, hang on, I know that.
Yeah.
But also, there are some really great compilation CDs of what do they call it? Junk Shop Glam, is it?
I don't know. What's that?
And there were hundreds of glam rock singles that got released, 7-inch singles that got released that never made the charts.
Okay, well, that doesn't surprise me, but I never really thought about it. But that's called Junk Rock Glam, is it? Junk Shop Glam.
Junk Shop Glam, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's surprising because I like you probably did assumed that every record that got made was in the charts at some point, but it turns out that there weren't, and they often get on compilation, and hence the Bob Stanley ones. I mean, a lot of those are singles that never made the never made the charts.
Okay.
So, for every 75 that made the charts in that particular week, there were probably 75 that didn't.
Oh, yeah. That retrospectively.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, in retrospective, but I had no idea of the scale of it, But if you think about it, when we used to go into Keith's, there'd always be boxes of singles. The cheap box, obviously the punk box, there was a cheap box. And this was stuff that he got in that had never really got anywhere. And he'd stick it in the cheap box for like 25p.
Yeah, and that was a small record shop. So he was not, he wasn't by any stretch ordering everything that was released, because there were hundreds released every day.
Totally. Yeah. And Woolies used to go in Woolworths and
steal.
There was just steal. But there were loads and loads of 7-inch singles in bins there. For ridiculous prices, 5-10p.
Yeah, I've picked up some good things out of 10p bins. Definitely.
Same.
Yeah.
But yeah,
halcyon days.
Yes.
Halcyon days indeed.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I really enjoyed that.
Was fun.
That was really good fun. Yeah, we'll have to we'll keep that on the back burner and do another one at some point. Yeah. So that's it. So just wish everyone a happy Christmas, because this will probably go out on around Christmas Eve time, I think.
Oh, will it? Oh,
so ho ho ho! Happy fucking Christmas!
What the hell's that supposed to be?
I don't know. Some demonic Santa kind of thing. It just came to me in a flash of inspiration. I was looking at a picture of some ropey horror film with a Santa, and he had half Santa's face, half a demon.
Oh, right, okay. There's a few of those, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm never going to watch that. But
you would have if it been an all-night horror show.
Yes, yeah, that would have been on, definitely. Probably between the hot dog and going for a wee. Oh dear. Oh, so after this one, we'll probably see you around New Year at some point. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks for comments. Thanks for the likes on Insta. Hello, DJ Substance Brooklyn Pete. Take up our challenge to find those 6 70s singles. Have you got anyone you don't care about social media, do you? You don't
nothing to do with social media, as little as possible.
No. I'm trying to think if I've got any more celebrity followers. Therapy.
You mentioned the Therapy one. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it to me, perhaps not to everybody else out there. I don't know.
So yes, lots of famous people following us on Instagram, which is very, very strange. And currently, I think at this moment in time, we're at 72,000 followers. So, yikes!
That's a long chain of people.
Yes. Well, I've been doing my top 10s on there. I can't do yours because I don't have any of the bloody records. But I've been doing. Well, I'm kind of doing about a top 20 actually, because I just keep finding records and going, "This is great. This is great." But yeah. So anyway, right. Let's call it a night. Yeah. So. Good night, everybody.
If you're watching this at night, of course, good night. If you're not
if you're listening to this, If you're listening to this, okay. So good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
That was slick. I think we got away with that. That was slick.
Thanks. I think we did. Yeah.
Right. Cheers, everybody.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.